Hello and welcome to episode 2 of our Timberborn Update 6 Emberpelts hard mode series here in Cycle 2, Day 2. And we have a fun challenge ahead of us, folks. We're going to go ahead and pause because we don't have a lot of water here. And you might notice that we're getting those bad water tendrils back in. And yes, like many of you in the comments thought, pumping out of here does, in fact, increase the contamination percentage because we're only removing the good water. So, before we let anything else in here, we are going to go ahead and remove at least one of these blockages. This is probably the closest one, so we're going to go ahead and super prioritize that. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow all this water to flow through. And while this is still contaminated, it's not as contaminated percentage-wise as this is, so we definitely want to take care of that. Because all of these crops are going to die. But before we unpause, let's take a little bit more of a look-see around everything else we've got going on. We have right here these blockages that a couple of you noted in the comments may end up causing this to overflow and start flooding our colony eventually. So we will want to get rid of these. And this is going to continue irrigating with bad water pretty much exclusively from all of this stuff behind the colony. Which you might think is bad, and you'd be correct, but what would be worse would be for the bad water to continually just, flow through here. So you can see it is very, very tall. And this water basically has nowhere else to go. This has just been kind of casually filling up most of this whole time here. And I don't think there's a drain in here. Sometimes these maps have stuff like that. But no, I don't see one. This is a blockage. Most of these things are all blockages here. So that's going to be fun for us to deal with. Eventually, we're going to want to, make our way up here and block these off. Or at the very least, make our way up here and put a levee here and then get rid of these things so that everything flows into this mess. But, honestly, it's probably not a bad thing that this is flowing behind, because any water that goes behind here is water that's not mixing with the good water here. So we're keeping the potency of the good water, I guess you could say, in here just fine. But yeah, we really want to make sure this blockage gets taken care of immediately. We have 4 beavers who are builders currently, and I don't think there's anything else under construction right now. So we'll go ahead and get our #1 beavers on the case and pause both of those first of all so it doesn't get any worse. But yeah, we are going to relocate our pumps to the actual river itself, which we should probably, do a little sooner rather than later, given how all of this is shaking out here. Nope, that's the wrong button. I want to flip that so that we have a space in the middle for one of those tanks when we actually get to that point. But those are both ready to go. Undo that. This is now the super priority. Get that one built. And we're going to get this water back in here and hopefully save... okay, no, we're killing most of our crops, which is an enormous shame. I don't know if it's going to be fast enough to get whatever the word is. It's been a long day. Second video I'm recording today, but we're going to get through it. I think, we probably just need to rip the Band-Aid off and just let it happen. Even if we can only save a few of our crops, it'll be better than nothing. Yeah, we're going to have to replant a lot of this corn here. What a shame. But, it is what it is. Kind of unavoidable. At least the timer on this got reset, though. So, yeah, we're going to need to put in some other stuff here. We also want to cross the river, which is going to be much better in a narrower width here. So we'll see what happens. But right now, it is absolutely paramount that we get this water pump up and running. Because right now they have no liquid, and we're very, very thirsty. We are very thirsty. There's probably at least a couple of these guys that are... Oh, we got a little one here. I love the thing is just super high-pitched. It's always funny. But yeah, we just need 4 more logs into here. And then, hopefully, yeah, immediately. All right, Patrick Bateman, put that axe down and come pick up the pump handle here in this water pump. Or else everyone is going to be super, ultra, unbearably bad thirsty. I know. Fantastic, fantastic wording choice by myself, but that's fine. Also need to get rid of this blockage. We've got, hopefully, remember this is hard mode, so the temperate season can be as short as, I think, 7 days? Maybe? I'm not exactly sure, but it's very possible that we could have another drought very, very quickly. We definitely don't want that. We're very, very, very thirsty, and there is basically no water pumped. So I hope nobody dies overnight because we didn't have enough stuff going on. That's fine. We'll just we'll just let it go. Wait, why are they still bringing logs over? Okay, well, I guess they wanted to take their sweet time doing all that stuff. All right, now get pumping. Let's go. Your people need you. Your people need you. All right, there we go. So, other stuff we want to establish today. We want to get trees growing again. And like I said before, there's very limited space in which to grow trees until we do something about the irrigation situation, which not necessarily going to be super easy. We have science, so we can go ahead and unlock the forester. A number of you were, I guess, shall we say, concerned that I had not put a forester down yet. So we're going to get that going. Yes, I know we haven't built a lumber mill yet, but we will get there. It's just one of those things that, say it with me, folks, it's going to take time. Always does. But get this removed here, and then the water will actually flow through, and we'll be able to grow the rest of our crops again. Yeah, because as it stands now, we're not looking super great. Not looking super great, but it'll get better. It'll get better soon. I think the best place from a flow standpoint... Yeah, see, this is just really slow. If we're going to start with a compact water wheel, it probably should be right about here. Now, I have no way of guaranteeing that this will turn quickly or anything like that, but this is probably the best place in terms of relative closeness to the colony to put one of these things in. And then, of course, we will put in a lumber mill right next to it, right like so. Give ourselves plenty of stuff there. We'll put a little baby storage. You just use a few logs for some logs and some planks. Get that ready to go. Got to get these guys pumping more stuff, because you know it's going to take a little bit of time. We need 25 logs for this. We need 15 logs for this, so that's 40 just to be able to build... just to be able to build this guy. Actually, you know, we already have the logs. We just don't have the planks. And the fact that we have 20 logs now, which isn't going to be quite enough to build the lumber mill, and definitely not enough to build the compact water wheel. That's probably not great. But we have some logs down here. Builders will pick those up at some point. Yeah, my main worry here was talking about the crops not getting properly grown. But, you know the drill. Just takes time. Always does. We've got these guys grinding away science. And, yeah, you can see it's a little bit of overflow right here. So we're not in, you know, completely dire straits. You know, installing microwave ovens, all that jazz. But I don't want to send beavers into this nasty water if I can help it. So if this gets worse, we're probably going to have to just choose a sacrifice and make them do it. But if this is just fine to continue like this, then I'm honestly tempted to just leave it alone and not worry about it. And then, of course, the next time we have a drought, we'll send somebody in there. But it seems like this is working okay, at least for now. Of course, you know, famous last words and all that. This could very easily start infecting absolutely everything, which would definitely not be ideal. We'll go ahead and get this compact water wheel built first. I believe that is what they're trying to do. And yeah, we're gonna need a couple more trees. I think they can reach. So I will go ahead and get G Caballero here going on that. And harvesting and planting is going reasonably well, about as well as one could expect. That's fine there. Yeah, I don't see any signs of this getting worse, so I guess we can be thankful for that. But we do need to dam across probably right about here, I think would make the most sense. And a bunch of you were really adamant about doing that. But you remember, this is 20 logs. And if we're going to build this, that's 3, 6, that's 8. So, yeah, we don't have the logs to do this. It doesn't matter. It's just one of those things that we are not going to be able to do quickly enough to satisfy anybody. Least of all, the beavers, which is, you know, a little bit of an important thing to take care of first before we worry about our own perceptions or anything like that. But, yeah, gonna take a little bit of time to get that done. We're still thirsty in the meantime. Almost unavoidable with how this is currently set up and the fact that everybody's thirsty and they have that debuff. But crops are looking pretty okay. Everything seems to be doing reasonably well. This has not advanced, so that's good. But what we can do probably to help this out a little bit is remove this blockage here and then this blockage here. That will, however, kill some of these trees if we're not careful about how we do it. So again, unless this gets worse, I kind of want to just leave it alone. Kind of want to leave it alone. And I know we have to have a campfire, so we have that bonus there, but again, more important to have the planks so we can start planting more trees, or else none of this at all is going to matter whatsoever. And that is not a situation that we would like to find ourselves in. Should be doing okay before too long, though. We have these lumberjack flags that are just barely out of range. So I'm going to go ahead and move, I guess right here is probably fine. Do I have this all marked? I do not. Well, we'll go ahead and get that taken care of. We have some young trees over here that will grow up at some point. Just not right now, so we're not completely screwed on wood yet. Just need to be mindful of what is going on with all this. So, turbo through the rest of the night here, and we'll see what happens on day 4. Oh boy, it's the drought warning. Oh boy. Yeah, so this is going to get really fast. Really fast, because not only do we have 3 days before we could potentially have a very long drought, we have no anything keeping this from draining out once everything's all said and done. So even if we had the wood, we probably wouldn't have enough time to get anything built across here. So we're going to find ourselves in some rather uncomfortably deep stuff. We're all said and done here, and this water wheel isn't going to be able to do much of anything if we don't have it finished by the end of today, which just between you and me, I don't think is going to happen. We'll see what happens, I guess. Get this lumberjack flag built. We can always, you know, just delete these inventories if we're really concerned about it. But we also want to be able to have stairs and all sorts of other fun stuff so we can, you know, go down into the dry riverbeds and take care of everything else. So I think that is probably going to be a good thing for us to tackle during the drought in terms of getting across here. And eventually working toward damming things up so we can have all of the water we need to try and pump to keep these beavers alive. Like I said, all takes time. So I'm going to go ahead and say that we're probably doing a fool's errand here with the water wheel and the lumber mill, because pretty soon this is not going to be doing anything. And we're not going to have the time to do any of that. So, regrettably, I'm going to have to pause here and think about this. We can make the large power wheel, the shaming wheel, the torture wheel, whatever you want to call this thing. But, you know, it's 100 logs. It's 100 logs. And we could also, potentially, make the small engine to power this, but it takes planks, which we have to make using the power that we need to generate with the thing that... Anyway. Our only other option is the windmill, which, of course, requires planks. So... We're in a bad spot. We're in a very bad spot with this. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, before the end of this temperate cycle, we can have this and this built. It's just a matter of, can we get at least 7 planks? before that time is up. We take a look at our lumber mill properties here. It's 1.3 hours to make 1 plank. So in theory, if we had the logs on hand, we could easily make 7 planks in a day. If we had the logs on hand. But we're going to have, that means with 1 day left in the pre-drought warning phase, we're going to have all of this stuff done. And have at least 7 logs in reserve. Which I think is going to require... Oh, these are still on the ground. Okay, well this isn't a ton. It's like, I don't know, less than 10. We're probably going to have to demolish these things for the betterment of all of the beavers as a whole, which, you know, unfortunate, but sometimes you have to make sacrifices that are uncomfy. Oh, also, we have to have this built, which is another 40, because I don't have the science to unlock levees yet. Yeah, so chew on that one there. Oh, it's looking rough. Looking rough, lads. But I think it's going to be necessary. We can always build this again later. And there's nothing that's so incredibly important that we absolutely have to have it now. Now, it would be nice to have the grill, which, of course, has to be made with the help of anything regarding clay. But guess what? You need planks to do that, so I'm going to make the executive decision now. Flame me if you choose, but I'm going to get rid of 3 inventors because that's going to give us enough logs to finish these things and start planks coming, and then we really, really got to get these things built. So let's just super prioritize getting all of that stuff off the ground. We do have all 4 workers in the district center. That's fine. That was always a whole deal. But now we unpause. Now I've got all these extra beavers, so guess what? You're lumberjacking now, folks. Gonna get the rest of these. There's not too much left over here. I think I'd rather have the beavers picking up all of the logs. Oh, they're gonna take it all the way over here. Ah, I forgot that's what they do. That's really gonna gum up the works. But it shouldn't be torturously bad. I fear for our water situation, though. Okay, so that's done. That's done. Now I'm going to have them build the industrial pile first so that we can stop using this one. That is just incredibly, incredibly far away. Now that those are in place, I am going to have to put a dam here and a dam here. If we can get these done before the drought starts, it'll be a miracle. I really don't see that happening. But we absolutely, if we're going to have any shot, regardless of, you know, watering the crops or having the beavers not die of thirst, if we're going to have any wood, period, point blank, we've got to have this lumber mill finished and operating. And we have almost enough logs now to do it. But I have the, I feel like I really have to have this built first, or they're going to go all over the into the map here. Yeah, so they're taking their sweet time getting this done, which understandable. 20-hour workdays. You don't need to sleep. We need to have this thing finished. Alright, so that's done. Now, this hopefully we get this filled up and then that'll get built. I don't know how great of an idea that is. It might be stupid. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the 20-hour workday doesn't seem to have enabled that much more stuff to get done here. It's fine. It's fine. We'll suffer. But now the fate of the beavers is in the hands of this thing. And I think, yeah, I need to super prioritize this. Get this thing built, folks. Let's go. All right, and it's done. Who hasn't finished? Who hasn't finished this? All right, somebody just come bang your hammer on this thing, get it finished. Come on, let's go. All right. All right, Joe. You got to make planks like your life depends on it, because it very well could. Although, honestly, having this done with 1.8 days left is pretty encouraging. I think we can feel okay about that. Yeah, this thing being emptied is probably okay. Don't care about having storage for planks, but it's already in the process of being constructed, so we're just going to leave that. Let's get the dams constructed, folks. Do we have enough wood to do it? Not really. Are we going to let that stop us? No. So those are going to be taken care of there. We can use these trees later. Not our biggest priority right now. Again, that would be building our dams. I think we can do that in 1.7 days. I think we can do it. Just so long as we have any amount of planks that is greater than 0 in time to do this. Now, I would love to have trees planted before this all empties out. I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's possible. What? You know, never say never. We can be beaver believers here. I ought to make merch for that, honestly. We've used it enough, but I think our chances are pretty okay now. I'm just, the water situation continues to worry me because we're going to have to pump out of this, and it's just going to end up being contaminated again. But I also don't really have the logs to, that's the wrong thing anyway. I don't really have the logs to put anybody else in here without worrying about everything else. But, I mean, I can at least start it. Because I always forget that, you know, this isn't completely clean water, so it's not going to support the same number of beavers per pump like it normally does. It's contaminated, so we're going to have slightly lower productivity, slightly slower pumping. Just got to keep all that in mind. We got 3 planks, soon to be 4. It's actually coming along decently well. I think we're going to make it. Just barely. Just barely. Probably would help to have more planks, so I'm not going to take Joe out of here when he's done. Because we're going to want to be able to make some stairs so we can make it across here. It would be really great to have 8 extra planks. I don't know that that's going to happen. I don't know that we're going to want that to happen. And I probably... man, see, we really need this dam to be finished. But we also really need to have additional water. Because, you know, 23 is not going to keep 17 beavers alive for however many days we're about to go through here. I think we're going to be okay. How many times have I said that in all these videos? Probably too many. But it's fine. We're not in a terrible, terrible spot yet. Do we have anybody bringing planks over here? No. Okay. Well, we have 8 planks, and that's more than we technically need. So that feels pretty good. But I kind of feel like I've got to pause the lumber mill so we don't keep chewing through all of our wood. I guess literally. Can this guy reach anything else? No. So he's out. He's out of logs. There are some more trees over here, but we need the wood. Yeah, we need the wood to build the dam, and we picked up all the stuff off the ground, right? Yeah, we did. Okay, but I only need 5 more, so I think it's probably not impossible. All right, lumberjack flag here. I guess I could prioritize both of those. Make sure this is marked. It is. Okay. Go ahead and pause construction on this. We're just gonna have to take our beatings until morale improves regarding growing trees over here. But we're making some kind of progress. Remember, this is a very hard map, and I have unfortunately put myself in yet another stupid situation. Seems to be kind of on brand at this point, but I promise you it's not intentional. We're just doing what we can, man. All right. So there's no more wood to be put into planks. I feel like I've got to do something else here. So these are going. We do have an extra beaver. There's not really much I can do about that. So there's really no reason to pause that guy. Would love to have more water to be pumped. Probably going to have to end up building another one of these here, which is probably not going to work, but we've got 16. I just need this to be finished before the water goes away. That's really all I'm asking here. So we're chopping trees down. We have the wood. We actually have the wood. Wait, why are we... Oh, it's hunger. Well, we have food. Just eat it. Are we gonna make it? Come on. Come on. I need to see beavers lugging logs. Okay, there we go. We got... Somebody's got logs. Somebody else has logs. So we have all... Oh, you're starving. Okay, well, that's fine. Have a snack, but only after. Only after you finish the dam. Please and thank you. I am nervous. I'm nervous about the water situation. Yeah, because now they gotta walk all the way over here. That's not really ideal, but I guess it's better than the alternative. Alright, Danny, let's go. Get that stuff in there. Alright, cool. I don't know why my first instinct is to pause the game, but this area now is ready to go for a drought. We're not pumping out of it. Not yet, at least. I've paused construction on the forester in an attempt to make sure that I have enough planks. Wait, where'd the rest of my planks go? Because I definitely made like 10. Are they in transit to storage? Or what? Like, what am I doing here? I actually don't see... Oh, hey, look at the farmer's hats. Aren't they fun? Aren't they fun? I love those. It's good stuff. But I digress. I guess what we're focusing on now is... Wait, where are you... Oh, you're taking it to the... Alright. Well, if I do only have 6 planks, then I guess I do have to have that turned into... Wait. Why is that... Oh, where are you going, Joe? Joe, where are you going? I need you in there. I need you in there making planks, man. Come on. Where? Oh, you're eating food. I guess that was always allowed, but come on, get to work, man. We don't have time for lollygagging. Well, this guy apparently has time for lollygagging, but he doesn't have any trees to cut. So that's a little unfortunate. I mean, we have wood. We can build the next water pump. We just haven't yet. Maybe. Come on. I need 4 more planks. I just need you to pump a little bit of water. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. All right. We got to pause the game. Alexander Kelly, your time has come. 24-hour workday. Absolutely mandatory. Pump me some water, the 3 of you. Please. I'm begging you. This is your most important life's work for the next 0.3 days is pumping water. The survival of your fellow beavers depends on it. More than you can possibly understand. We still don't have any additional logs brought in here. I guess it's fine. This lumberjack flag needs to go away anyhow. Are they even in here pumping? Oh, they're all pumping. There we go. There we go. Get that. I don't care if you're tired. No, you better not. You better not. Just, the only thing that matters now is pumping. Everything else is optional. This is the only thing that matters, is pumping. How long? Okay, 6 days. Well, once this dries up, then you can stop pumping. But for now, you're just going until you drop, and then you better get back up. You better get back up. 6 days on 90 water, you know it's not gonna work, folks. Not gonna work. All right, I see those red tendrils coming back now. You just keep going. All right, now you're done. Pause. Okay, we have 85 water to last us the next 5.5 days. I gotta tell you, I don't like those odds. I really don't like those odds. This is basically 100% bad water. We're not going to get anything out of that. All of this, of course, is going to drain, which is unfortunately unavoidable. This forester cannot possibly be finished by the time this water is gone. But 7 planks, 13 planks. This is enough to finish that. And enough to build exactly 1 staircase. If we even researched it, which I guess we can. But, you know... we'll put these working hours back down to, I guess, 18. We're, at this point, kind of just lucky to have escaped with our lives. I know it's cycle 2 and we're already trying to fend off the Grim Reaper here for the beavers. But there's not too much we can do about that, folks. Alright. Remember what I said about us trying to come in during a drought to get rid of these blockages, I think that might be the smart thing to do. I don't see anywhere else where we can really make a big difference with that. We're just going to want to probably take out one of these. I guess that guy and then this guy here. Just so it keeps flowing, and then I guess possibly more importantly we could put one of those power wheels, water wheels, whatever, down here. Oh, we got exhausted beavers, we got thirsty beavers, we got hungry beavers, we got all sorts of fun. All sorts of fun here in day 7 of Cycle 2. But we have food. We don't have the press yet. And it's just going to take some time before we get there. But once we do, then we're really not going to need to worry about drinking water anymore. If we can farm enough stuff. Which isn't guaranteed that it's going to be possible, but we can certainly try our best. I would love to be able to have something here where we could use this for farming as well, but as for where we are now, it's probably fine. Let's just let these guys get their sleep in, because we kept them going for a couple days when maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe shouldn't have. They'll be okay long term, though. Might be a little thirsty by the end of this thing, but it is what it is. Worst comes to worst, if we're truly desperate, we can build a pump here and just use that for emergency purposes only. But you can remember from the beginning of the episode the problem that we had with this being empty, and it didn't refill because the only thing in here was dams, because this wasn't getting high enough to refill it. Yeah, that's also going to be a problem as we continue doing what we're doing. So it's going to be in our benefit probably sooner rather than later to get these levees unlocked, and I hate to use the first bit of our science on that, but we got to be able to get across here, and we have to be able to regulate water flow and ideally trap some more. So, I mean, 12 logs versus 20, that's an easy decision to make. Easy decision to make. Nothing else here is really going to matter that much. Although, we do have some corn, so building a grill would be smart. Again, remember, we can't make a grill until we have clay. And we can't make clay until we've researched the clay pit. We can't build a clay pit without 10 planks. So, it's kind of dumb to hold off on that. So we're going to unlock the levees. These are going to be super useful. And all we got to do is build this across this way. I've got 35 logs, which you might be saying it's pretty dumb to use all of the wood you have available on building levees that aren't even going to completely block anything yet. But keep in mind, we absolutely have to do it, or we're going to be demolishing this in the first place. So getting that going is not going to be a bad choice. We do have some of these trees we can still get down, but that is only about 1 levee worth of stuff. Once we get across here, this is a lot of wood. And yes, it's, what did we decide it was? 8? 8 to get across, which even times 12 is still way more than wood than we have, but it's a lot less than 8 times 20, I'll tell you that much. So we'll let these guys do what they've got to do. Hopefully we can divert some water into here. First of all, hopefully we make it to the end of the drought without having, beavers that are dying of thirst. So that's going to be a fun thing to try and figure out. I might still have to build one of these water pumps in here, even though we're trying our best to avoid that. Worst comes to worst, I think we're going to have to do it. So how many, it's 12 logs. Alright, well, I mean, these guys have nothing to do anyway, so we might as well just move our lumberjack flags over here. Don't need to have more than 1, probably. Nah, I'll put 2 in, who cares? That's going to be fine there. But we have basically exhausted what we have access to here. We got this guy, we got this guy, we got a couple more. Oh, hey! You know what? The water hasn't gone away yet. So, well, how did Patrick Bateman end up here again? Let's go ahead and start planting trees. The temptation is very strong to plant apple trees because those are going to bear fruit. But it's much more important for us to just have wood, period, point blank. And the pines are going to be the best density early game for that, even if the birches come quicker. It's still only 1 log, and I think it's going to be worth it for us to just wait for the pines. So go ahead and just get this going best as we can. Leave a little bit of space here. I think this should be okay. Even if they just get planted right now. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Good job. I am a little stressed. Just a little bit. But by the time these get cut down, or they've already been cut down, I suppose, and these over here get taken care of, we will have enough to build the emergency pump, should we need it. Should we need it? I think we should need it, to be abundantly clear. But there's nothing else we can do except wait. And hope these beavers don't die of thirst by then. Remember, they will live a couple of days while they're thirsty. This is hard mode, but it's not apocalypse mode. Not quite. We just gotta trust the process. Keep these guys alive any way we can. It's already down to 28. Yikes. Okay, now the water went away. We planted how many? How many trees did we plant? A grand total of 6. All right, well, Patrick, bud, time to go do something else that I may or may not even have available for you to do in the first place. 55%, 79, 83, 87, 90%. But still, none of these are going to be done within the next day or two, I don't think. So, oh, actually, that one's at 97. Well, there's no harm in having this done the way we've done it. These two are both done. I've got 23 planks, 23 logs. I don't have the science to research stairs. If I did have the science to research stairs, I could only build 1, so that's not really going to do too much good. Based on the amount of water coming through here, I'm thinking we're going to want to have at least 3 dams. So that would make sense, to put those in the middle. But that's 60 logs if I build 3 of those. That's a little rough. Just a little rough. We might end up having to remove one of these dams when the drought's over. Especially since we're probably going to pump most of it out anyway. I love it when this happens. Not really. 'Cause it's pretty nerve-wracking. You know, we're doing our best. We're trying. Sometimes it doesn't end up being that great of a scenario. But we can go ahead and demolish these blockages and let this flow a little bit better. Remember, it doesn't have to come out here unless we let it, but we do want to have it have an escape path out here so we can start using this for power. Maybe not a ton of power, but, you know, every little bit counts. Every little bit counts. We got plenty of food growing. Just wish we had a little bit more corn so I could justify putting that other stuff in, but we'll get there. We've now cut down all of these trees that haven't grown. Let's see, that's at 77%, 84, 78, 76, 23, 1. Okay, and 47. So these guys are finito for now. Pause those. Not that we really need to have the beavers in here doing nothing in the first place, but we'll get a couple more of those in. Just remember, keep in mind our emergency water pump that we're probably going to have to end up building tomorrow is going to be 12 logs. So I do have enough. Almost. Wait, where did those other logs go? I had over 30. Then they haven't been putting them in there. They haven't been building that. I don't have any other construction projects. So where'd those logs go? I know they're not using them in the farmhouse. They're not using them in here. There's really no reason they should be doing that. But in the interest of future self-preservation, I will go ahead and put this other levee here. And then I think, worst case scenario, just have this ready to go, just to keep the beavers alive, even if it kills the crops. It'll be worth it. Just gotta suck it up and do what has to be done for the benefit of everybody. It's the beaver way. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, now we gotta get all these limited supplies of logs wherever they need to go. That's already built. We do have to pump. We're not going to pump a ton, but we do need to pump at least a little bit so that nobody is, like, actually thirsty, which seems to be doing fine. But yeah, I'm going to shut that off because we do not want to increase the contamination any more than we have to, if we can help it. Is this out of range? Oh, it is. Okay. Well, that explains that. Let's get this situated a little bit more here. Yeah, see, now they come in here with all the logs. So I think that's good to go. We're going to have 8 logs left. Maybe. 7. I don't know how that math ends up working out. I feel like I'm losing logs somewhere. Maybe, maybe not. Well, they'll finish that the next day. Oh boy. So that's because of thirst, huh? Alright, well let's take a look at our beavers who are thirsty and see how thirsty they are. That's not that thirsty. It's not that thirsty. Not that thirsty. Not that thirsty. Not that thirsty. Also not that thirsty. 1.9 days. 1.9 days. Still got a little ways to go. Will we be able to pull it off? I'd really hate to have to wipe and restart on episode 2 of a hard mode series after we just finished, what, episode 11 of the apocalypse mode. Yeah, no, that would be incredibly embarrassing, but also very, very on brand for me. Actually, no, I've only ever failed like twice. Like, actually failed twice. The very first time I played the game in 2021, and then, I guess, episode 2 of apocalypse mode before I restarted with slightly different settings. It's fine. But yeah, these guys are, they're only going to get thirstier. Only going to get thirstier. It's not super, you know, danger mode quite yet. But when that starts to reach right around there, then you know it's bad. Bad stuff's going to happen. So we'll go ahead and turbo through here. I think I can get through most of today without pumping. So long as I can keep these crops from being poisoned. Some of them are going to dry out, but the poisoning is just so quick. The drying out takes a couple days. But if it gets to the point where we get the red tendrils, then it's over. They die almost immediately. Yeah, see, we're thirsty, but we're not, like, you know, dying of thirst. We're just thirsty. Got any more trees that grew up here yet? No, there's going to be a couple more here pretty soon. Oh, wait, you know what? You know what? Okay, first of all, let's check our thirst status. Alright, it's starting to look like a VTuber Twitch chat in here. Let's get some birches taken care of. I forgot that we had access to these, because they can walk across this just fine. Get those marked. I know it's super far for these guys to go, but we're gonna need it, folks. All right, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day we turn this water pump on, and we just have to deal with the consequences no matter what. All right, we got 1 day left. Bored nerd doing the most for his fellow beavers here. As long as we can prevent them from all being terminally thirsty, we might stand a chance. It's like the idea behind splashing the crops that we've done before, is that you just reset the thirst timer. Some of these guys, yeah, it doesn't seem to have worked quite that way. But again, we only have to make it another day and a half before we start getting water in here and we can start pumping. And honestly, I probably should have built a 4th pump here, but you know, you can only do so much. Well, we're getting some wood from here, so I guess that's fine. Probably doing okay. I think it's probably going to make the most sense to go ahead and place these things here. Give ourselves a little bit of a chance. I can't put anything across. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. But I do want to be able to get these guys across here, so I know this is a little bit of a circuitous path, but I don't want to get rid of any bushes yet, except this one that I absolutely have to. We're just going to have them start putting logs into this. It's going to get done eventually. As long as it's done before the next drought, then we're probably fine. Because I know we're not going to get a bad tide for another couple cycles at the very least. Half a day left here. We've pumped a decent bit out, but I think we might be almost at the danger point here, where too much more pumping and it's going to end up turning into just poisoned land here. At the same time, though, we've got a lot of thirsty beavers. Every single beaver is thirsty, so we kind of can't afford to be picky. Kind of going to need to just, you know, suck it up and deal. All right, so yeah, there's nothing else I can do at this point. We're just going to have to let them do it. Honestly, though, I'd almost rather we... Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're starting to get that, so I gotta shut this off. We got 0.3 days. It's going to be more beneficial in the short term for us to go ahead and remove this dam piece and maybe this dam piece. Once that we can get more wood to build this, and two, so that this just immediately fills up and hopefully revives our crops, because if we pump any more out of this, it's just going to kill them outright. Versus 1.8 days here, I think that's going to be viable. Even though we got a lot of thirsty beavers, I think that's going to be the best course of action. So let's hope this works. Hopefully a good strategy. If nothing else, we'll have something to look at here. Yeah, get those logs ready to go. We're at -4. We were at -5, so we have 2 that aren't super thirsty. We're making it work. We're making it work. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and turn those on. If there's any amount of pumping they can do from that, then we need to make sure that happens. Cycle 3. Cycle 3. We did not poison our crops. And we've even been able to harvest some more, which is nice. Birch trees are mostly gone here, but not completely. And yeah, having this opened up, I think, was a smart move. Glad we got that taken care of. Crops are still looking okay. We're pumping a tiny bit, just a tiny bit of water here. Making it work, making it work. Hopefully soon we have some, you know, actual good water coming through here, except it all has to make its way down the far reaches of the map, because of course it does. Somehow there's still water here. Kind of astounding, honestly. We can't forget this guy's going to have somewhere to go as well. Go ahead and just pause these 3. Get some beavers back here. Yeah, this is now completely dry, but we have time. Yeah, see, here comes water. Here comes water. We might actually be fine. Turn this off of triple speed in case we have weird splashing effects. But yeah, having this basically half done, I think, was a good choice. Because now we're not that far removed from being able to harvest these trees, and then we're going to have access to that much more arable land. We can plant some more crops over here, or just more trees. That's always allowed. But this right here is going to end up long-term being a good place to grow trees. We just have to let it happen. See what's going to be possible here. Yeah, here we are. Everything's getting nourished again. We're only dying of old age and not thirst, except now, oh, it's a big bad -10 on the thirst meter there. Hopefully that gets taken care of sooner rather than later. Yeah, I've got nobody there. That was always allowed. I think since this is actually free flowing, I can open that up. We need to get beavers in here. So is there anything? Oh, they've already cut all these down. Cool. All right, get off your butt and go do something. Pump away. Pretty soon this is going to be arable land as well, and we can get the forester back on duty. But again, for right now, it is imperative that we have actual stuff grown here. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. We've got 13 logs. It seems most of what we've accomplished is just, you know, stopping the flow from actually going through this, which I should have seen coming, but for some reason didn't think about. We've got, how many logs? We got 2, we got 4, we got 6. Anybody else? 8 plus another 13. So we can at least get another piece of dam in here. If we can get a tiny bit more to actually kind of divert some water into here, then that would be nice. Because we don't know how long we're going to have, and I have this sneaking suspicion it's not going to be very long at all. So, sorry to give you about 50 straight minutes of just bad crisis management instead of looking at all the cool stuff the Emberpelts get to do. But, you know, that's kind of the ugly truth about playing hard mode, is that a whole lot of it is just kind of attempting not to die and not necessarily getting to enjoy all of the fun stuff all of the time. But yeah, this is it's a little bleak here. Just a touch. Just a touch. Yeah, these are, they're not going to grow until they get more wet, but this is starting to catch up, so, you know, it's not completely hopeless, just a little bleak. Just a little bleak. Yeah, there's just really not anything we can do about it. We just have to let it go. Just have to let it go. At least we're not at -10 on the thirst anymore. We're only -6.1. Oh no. Oh no. So let's talk a little bit about what our next steps need to be once we have this stabilized. Obviously, cut down a whole bunch of trees. Make sure we can actually plant more trees. Look at this guy ready to go right now. And we really, really need to be pumping more water. But we can't do that without wood, which is why building across here is so important. So I think, given how this is set up, it's probably going to become necessary for us to remove these 2 dams as well so we can keep going through here. Because once this is dammed up, then all of this is going to be the same pool of water here. It's not really going to make that big of a difference if we're pumping out of it or not. When we get to the drought, or the next drought, or the next bad tide, or whatever, then, yeah, we're going to want some separation here. But we can put some of these back in as levees and not as dams, if that is going to be something that we end up having to take care of. Just takes some time, folks. Always, always takes time. So that one's done, but I need another 24 to finish these other 2. You've got to be kidding me. Another drought right now. We might be toast, folks. we might actually be screwed. Well, I wanted this to be hard. It's hard. It's definitely hard. All we have to do, though, long term, to survive with these beavers, is we've got to unlock the press, which requires 120 science. But to get there, of course, we have to have the gears, which requires another 100 science. So if we can get to 220 science, we have currently 92. If we can get to 220 science before the beavers get just unbelievably thirsty, we have a chance. It's going to be a very slow process, but we do have a chance. That chance also is highly, highly predicated on having access to power, which is making 217 right now. That's pretty stinking good. But it doesn't matter if we don't have access to logs. So, in the interest of, you know, getting anything accomplished, I'm going to get rid of those dams. I know it hurts you. It hurts me too. But we're going to turn these logs into these levees and finally make our way across here, cut all of these trees down. Go ahead and get that just completely taken care of. And folks, that is going to be... That's going to be the thing that determines the next success or failure of this playthrough, is getting this all accomplished. So I do want to get that done before we're finished with this episode. And I guess we'll probably stop at the start of the next drought. We'll see how long it is. See how bleak the future of our beavers is going to be. Man, I sure would love to have enough planks to start making more gears, because we definitely need some. But remember, we need 25 planks to build the gear workshop, so if we're not going to have at least 25 planks before the end of this temperate season, don't even need to bother. until we have enough logs to build the Wheel of Torture. We need an actual official name for this. That isn't the Shaming Wheel. That's RCE's thing. Don't need to step on his toes. But, yeah. I know there's a subset of you who are absolutely just screaming at your computer or your TV or your phone or whatever device you're watching this on. But how can you be so dumb? Well, look, it's not necessarily that I'm dumb. It's that I get distracted with things. And I've got ideas, and I'm thinking about, wow, what all this cool stuff we're going to be able to do with this faction, because there's so many unique, fun things they can accomplish in different buildings and stuff, that I forget, oh yeah, idiot, yeah, you have to have enough water for them to survive to the next cycle. You have to have enough wood, and you have to start your forester a whole lot earlier than the end of cycle 2 to have any hope of success. But we are growing some trees here. And, well, for at least a little bit of time, they're going to have some sort of growth before the water goes away. Now I've got to see, we got 7 logs there. Okay, they have picked this stuff up. I hope they haven't actually built anything they're not supposed to be building. It looks like they're just carrying this stuff around now. Oh, they're putting it in the industrial pile, which I guess was always allowed, but... You know, we need this to be finished in the next 2.4 days, guys. Come on. Wait, hold on. Is our water storage full? Uh-oh. I mean, that's good because we want water, but, you know, 130-something water is not going to cut the mustard. We gotta have this built, but I also need to have more places to put water. So, I guess I gotta build more of these, but... You know, you'd think after 22 complete series of this game, I'd have the early game under a little bit of better control, but, you know, it's not always easy. Not always easy. To be fair, this is a very hard map. I did that on purpose. I wanted this to be challenging, because, you know, if it's super easy, it's not really that fun, right? But I may have been off a little bit more than I can chew. At least for right now. Yeah, that's almost done. Almost done. I do have enough, once that's done, to build this. And then... Oh, don't overflow. Don't overflow. Oh, you know what? It might actually overflow. Oh, no. This might actually... It might actually overflow. I might need more than 3. Oh, alright. Okay, I'm going to keep this paused for a little bit. Because we have to do a risk analysis here. Remember, we did the math on this. This is 7. This is 2. This is 3. This is 2. So that's a 7 strength. Part of it combines with this and goes off that way. And then a lot of it's going to go off here. Some of it's going to go off here. And then it combines with these that are 3 and 3. But a lot of that goes off there. But some of it comes here and combines with that. And then all of that combines with this. And... Oh, yeah, you know what? There's a whole lot of... And this all together is probably like 25-ish. But there's so much mixing and so many different things that it can fall off. I actually have no idea what the full combined force of all this is. However, it seems abundantly clear that this is not enough. Man. I hate this. I hate this. I'm not. We're not going to make it. We're going to flood our beavers. We're going to flood our beavers out of house and home. Oh, so you know what? You know what really stinks about this is that I'm going to have to demolish, probably demolish this levee, but I need it in place to hold the water. Like, even if I replace this with a dam, which I honestly probably should, I'm not going to have enough logs. No, I'm definitely not going to have enough logs to finish that. Oh, man. I can't have my beavers get infected either. So I'll tell you what. Let's watch this really, really carefully and pause it until the very last sec. Oh, no, we're flooding. We're flooding. Oh, no. No. Oh, his furs. It's Hofmeister too. Oh, after all that. the guy gets left out of every single gift membership storm in the live streams like 90% of the time, and now he's got wet fur from the nasty water. Oh, what a terrible fate. What a terrible fate for our friend Hoff here. But yeah, you know, if I let this get built, everything's gonna flood. I mean, it's, oh, we have multiples with wet fur. Oh no. Oh no. I am so afraid. All right. Don't finish it. Don't finish it. All right. Pause. Pause. All right. Now, friends, it's time to go away. It's time to leave. Anywhere close to the water here. Wait, nobody's in the... Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to replace these during the drought with more dam pieces. Why is there nobody... Really, what are these guys doing? I mean, I know they're pumping. But, okay, yeah, small tank, we'll do the right thing, even if it's boring, and we'll put in tanks everywhere, you know, that's just how it goes. That's probably the most important thing we could do with all of our wood. A little bit of pumping. Never hurt anybody. Get those going. There's some more trees down there, but those are closer. I'm not sending anybody into that mess. So I guess now we just have to hope that nobody actually gets contaminated, because hey, you get contaminated this early in the playthrough, it's over for you. Bye-bye. There's nothing we can do. Oh, why is this so stressful? It's so stressful. I think most of the flooding should be contained here. And I'd love to have more planks too. I just don't have any wood. And I know that this is going to be the most important thing we could ever build, is all of these small tanks. So I guess we just kind of have to just let it happen, man. Food is looking okay. I mean, we have water. I'd love to have more. But yeah, you know what? Let's do our end of episode wrap now, and then we'll find out what fate awaits us in the Cycle 3 drought. Oh yeah, I really appreciate you watching this series. I know it's frustrating. I know, but we're having a lot of fun. And I know if we can just get past these first few kind of dangerous cycles here, then we're going to have a fantastic playthrough once we can, you know, give our beavers the juice, so to speak. Well, actually, not so to speak, literally give them the juice, because that quenches their thirst as well. But Beard Boosters, you make this nonsense possible, so thank you very much. Thank you very much for supporting the channel and making these playthroughs happen. I really appreciate your contributions, and even if you're not on that list, you matter too, and I'm very, very glad we get to share this time together. You see the names of the people on the screen. That's everybody who's ever contributed as a Beard Booster, who's ever had their name, I guess, drawn by the RNG to get a gifted membership or anything like that. Everybody's important, and I'm very glad that you're here. So let's see what happens here. What our fate awaits for the drought. We got 0.1 days. Really, really wanted to have more water here, but we're gonna find out real quick. How many days? Oh, it's only 5? Okay, fine. We'll go ahead and unpause this, because this should start drying up pretty quick, and if it floods a tiny bit, then that's okay. But we need somebody to come in here and fill this thing with a quickness. 5 days, definitely not as bad as it could have been. Definitely not as bad as it could have been. I'm very thankful for that. Who's going to be our hero? Mark Hamilton. Put those final nails in there, and let's get ourselves some access to across the river. There we go. Oh, no. Get out of there. Get out of there, Mark. Get out of there. Oh, it's too late. It's too late for him. Oh, he didn't get contaminated. All right, good. We're going to get this all taken care of, and then we'll catch you back next episode for all the fun in Cycle 3's drought. It's only 5 days. Only 5 days. But we made some good strides today. Whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.